I always think there's going to be some sort of like intro or something, like a little like jingle. But there isn't, so we'll just have to jump straight in, I guess.
Okay. We're back.
We are so sorry that we haven't been keeping these videos up as much as we'd like. It's been a fair few months now.
It really has. The last one was what, Christmas?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. We've been very busy though. We've been doing a lot since then.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
I've been making a book that's going to be released very soon.
Very nice.
What have you been doing?
I've been keeping busy, changing the website. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. You've seen some of the new recipes up there. But yeah, what are we cooking today?
We're going to be making a chicken bhuna today. So very excited for that because I don't believe we've done one yet. And I've actually never tried a chicken bhuna, but it really sort of stood out to me as one that I'd like to try.
Okay, and what are you doing here?
So at the moment, I'm doing the usual of prepping all my ingredients before we start cooking. So I am cutting up the chilli. We used the wrong chilli. Well, not the wrong chilli, but...
No, we just usually use...
bird's eye chili.
Bird's eye chili, that's the one at Molly's, and we've been using bullet chilies.
So, different flavour overall, I'd say, or different heat.
Exactly. So I think for the next one we'll try bird's eye chili.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, so as I say, mincing the garlic, chopping the ginger, cutting up the chilli, and making sure the onions and tomatoes are also prepared for that famous old base gravy.
And we make sure to sharpen our knives. Looking very pro here, Anya. We didn't forget about you, Philip. We definitely sharpened the knives very much before we shot this.
Yeah, no fingers were harmed in the making of this, so don't worry. And thank you very much for your concern of the safety of my fingers, Philip. So we've learned from that now.
We do read the comments. We do
indeed. Using the favourite famous chopping board. I just love how much it glides, and just having those compartments in the bottom, it's so handy to have.
It really is, yeah. What are you going to do once you've chopped the tomatoes and the onions?
So once they're all in the pan and you've sort of got the base gravy on the go, from then, the world's your oyster, I guess. You can pretty much just use this, of course, as the base gravy. That's why it's called that. And then you can just start adding the spices that you need according to the recipe, or if you're wanting to just experiment and make something of your own, like we have done a few times. So for this, I'm going to be using turmeric, red chili powder, ground cumin, ground coriander, and garam masala. The red chili powder that we used, I regret taking that out of your cupboard, Sam.
Yeah, very sorry about that. We kind of ignored the warning label there. It did quite clearly say extra hot chili powder, and I have used it before. We reduced the amount we used significantly. This is the Raja brand, if you're wondering, and it's exactly what it says on the packet, extra hot.
Yes, and it was true to its word. So here we're obviously doing the base gravy, so we've got the oil in the pan, we've put the chilies in, and we're letting the onions sort of really cook well through, just so that they start looking slightly translucent.
Yeah, essentially this and the tomato will make the sort of sauce that you then season with the spices we mentioned earlier. You're someone who feels quite uncomfortable adding raw chicken to a gravy, but what are some of the things you can do to sort of make sure it's cooked?
So for this, I'd say that I sort of chopped I cut the chicken up quite sort of thinly, just to make sure that it could cook all the way through, and also just let it cook for a long time, really let everything sort of reduce down, and of course you want to really make sure that the chicken's cooked before you start serving it. So we didn't catch this on film, but I did actually take a piece of chicken out and then just cut it through and made sure that it was like white all the way through. And yeah, we've been cooking it for 20 minutes on a low to medium heat. One thing I will say about the base gravy, once you've added everything together, especially with the spices and the lid's off for a little bit, it can sometimes dry out a bit, so if so, don't be afraid to add water, but add it, I'd say, a couple of tablespoons at a time, just so it doesn't get too watery. Can I just say, I'm really enjoying the freehand camera work that you're doing in this video. You've really changed like the way that you're filming it, and I just feel like it's a lot more sort of intimate? I don't know how to describe it.
It's an interesting way to describe it. I found the zoom feature. As you can see, there's a lot more close-ups. And yeah, no, the tripod was very, very restricting. We have that set up for when we film at Molly's. But no, when filming here, it's just a lot easier to shoot, and there's a lot more variety in it. And I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'd say that for this, it's sort of not just me experimenting with cooking, but it also gives you a chance to sort of play around with the camera a bit more and sort of try different shots out.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some documentaries that we want to release. We did one about paneer, so we do have a lot more content coming out, and this is a good platform for me to sort of try out those things. Yeah, and we're just having some fun with the slow-mo here. The shots are looking great with the steam coming off it.
I always love the chopped coriander bit. It's my favourite part.
Yeah, and it was looking perfect right up until...
Chicken drop! There's always got to be some sort of spillage on this, I swear. One day it'll be flawless.
Yeah, it won't be an episode without dropping chicken.
Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for watching this episode of Cooking with Company. If you liked it, please like the video and hit subscribe.
Cool.
See you next time.
See you next time.